Hi everybody, welcome and welcome back. It is me, Chameleon Girl Gina, and today I'm going to go ahead and do my version of the clean girl makeup look. So with this look, a lot of people have been doing it for ages and stuff like that. I think it's a little bit different to me from the makeup, no makeup, because with the makeup, no makeup, then you're still doing a little bit of like contouring and highlighting and stuff like that. Now, with this look, I do still like to kind of highlight under the eye because I just think it really makes it look more like your face is fresh and it's a glowing, youthful appearance that you will achieve if you do kind of lighten under the eyes, okay? But in the meantime, what I will be using as far as my foundation is going to be, I'm going to use the NARS Soft Matte Foundation in the color Cadiz. So that's a medium deep, number 3. And I will also be using Toffee Caramel, number 330, in the Fit Me foundation by Maybelline. So what we'll do is go ahead and get started by first doing what we need to do, which is putting on a little bit of hydrating face primer. In this case, I have chosen the one by Elle. We'll just go ahead and apply a little bit of that. Now, because I am more on the oily side of combination skin, then I am not actually going to be using a lot of this in the T. I'm going to use a very minimal amount in the T-zone. So we'll just go ahead and dab that on. Okay. And so we just kind of rub it in. What I have left, then I'll go ahead and place it all over, or the rest, onto my face, creating a blank canvas, okay? So the next thing I have done, and the only reason why I think I'm using 2 different colors of foundation for me personally is because I've used that much, which there's a pump from each. So this makeup requires a very, very, very small amount of makeup, okay? I will go ahead and get started with my eyebrows. So when it comes to my eyebrows and this look, this is not like you're looking for, oh, my eyebrows better be perfect and, oh, let me outline them perfectly. It is not that. It is not a structured look. And your eyebrows are not, you know, going to be, if this is a look that you decide to try, they're not going to be structured. So I'm putting some eyebrow powder on there. This is just a very simple universal brow kit, which is by Wet and Wild. So I will add a little bit of powder on there. The reason why I'm doing a little bit of powder on there before I do any kind of a liner or anything like that is because the powder is going to allow me to have something for the liner to stick to so that I have more of a brow. Another thing that I would suggest is there is an eye drop. It's called Lumify. And you all, I'm sure, have seen it on commercials. For this clean girl look, I recommend that you use something like that. Now, it's very pricey, but what it does is allows your eyes to be whitened and, you know, not yellow, looking like you got jaundice or anything, or veiny. It takes all that out of the eyes. The next step that I will go in and do is the usual, which is my pomade. I'm going to go ahead and use the L'Oreal pomade. Now, I did an updated brow tutorial. This is designed as an eyeliner, but it works perfect on brows. So then I'm just gonna kind of dip it in with an angled brush, and I'm going to apply that. Like I said, the goal is not for perfect eyes. Perfect is perfect. You know what I mean? It is for a fresh-faced look. And that's the best way that I can personally describe it. For this look, I'm not looking for like a drastic or arch or anything like that. I'm kind of going to do one that is more on the rounded side of an arch, just to make it look as natural as possible, right? And if you have some kind of bushy brow, man, do you understand? That works so perfect for this particular look. Now, what I will do is go ahead and clean up my brow, but just a little bit. You know, I'm not going to sculpt them out perfectly or anything. So I'm going to dab a little bit of concealer under the brow. And then what I'll do is go ahead and drag out that concealer with just a little smaller brush, okay? And I'm dragging it kind of down so that I don't, you know, mess up the brow too much. But anyway, I'm gonna drag it kind of in a downward, and then I'm gonna go outward. Boom, 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 boom. And, you know, guys, you know, just like with my cooking, use what you like. If you like a certain type of concealer, but you're watching a YouTube video or a tutorial or whatever, and it says that the person used XYZ, XYZ, and you're like, God dang, that's expensive. You know what? You don't have to use that particular product. You know, even if someone says, oh, I swear by this or that, you don't need to break the bank and, you know, make sure like, oh, I gotta use only this. You know, I don't recommend that. You know what I mean? Because what works for one, it may not work for you. And then I'll just add a little bit more concealer. But this time I'm going in with a lighter color. And so this concealer, if you want to know, is going to be the Satin Finish e.l.f. Camo Concealer. And all I want is one dot on either eye. And just go ahead and kind of blend that on there. And as you guys may notice, you know, I have my hair pulled back. That just plays right into the look of the clean girl makeup. Because you want to expose your face. You want to show off your face when you do this look, okay? So the next thing that I am going to do is I'm going to go ahead and try to make sure that you match your foundation as close as your skin tone as possible, okay? Because, you know, it's not a whole bunch of like, let me go in and highlight and low light, you know, to make it match. It's just not that. And so that's why you want to match it as close to your makeup as possible. Yep. Go ahead and just bounce that around. So all I'm doing right here is just kind of placing it onto the skin. Okay. Now, the next step that I like to do is go ahead and I would say that you can achieve this look within probably about 10 minutes, probably 5 depending on your skill level, but I would say 5 or 10 minutes. Okay, so then the next thing that I will do under my eyes, although I have oily skin, I really don't like to put on a matte concealer for my own reasons, but the biggest reason for me is that under your eyes can be pretty dry because they're not porous. You're not porous under your eye. So I like to put a dot of concealer that is at least 1 to 3 shades lighter than your tone. And I just like to place that right towards the bridge, on the outer part of the bridge of the nose. And then I add probably a little dot on the outside corner. And then I will put 1 dot, no more, no less, right there. And then I will put a dot in the bridge of my nose, right on that bridge. And on my upper lip, I'm gonna put 1 dot. Because at the end of the day, you're going to be spreading these products out. And once you do, you know, it'll spread well enough to where you don't need a whole bunch and a whole bunch. It'll spread enough for it to look very, very beautiful and very natural. So we'll go ahead and let that dry down. I'm going in with an eyeshadow that I would consider flesh tone, which is out of this Blue Ya Away Morphe palette. And I want this type of tone or that type of tone. Depending on your skin color, I want something that's going to be one of those tones. And I definitely want to use a matte eyeshadow. Now, once again, it don't need to be out of, you know, this particular palette. Just the palette for you that is affordable to you or that you just really like. And so I'm just going to grab a little bit of that eyeshadow and I'm just going to dab it onto my lid. So anyway, now at this time, I will go ahead and take a moistened blending brush. And I will begin to blend out the concealer now that it has dried down. And this is, to me, this is, I don't know how to say it. Yeah. So, in a nutshell, your skin should still look sun-kissed, to me, you know what I mean? It just, for me, that's what's going to need to happen. So, the next thing that I will do is go ahead and add a little bit of translucent setting powder. And that is going to go under my eye, but not directly where you're touching it under there. You know? And repeat. And go ahead, guys, and bring down your powder. And then go ahead and get that going down the bridge of your nose. But make sure coming down that bridge, that's the heavier concentrated part, okay? Now that we have it on, at this time, what is left over, then you want to hit directly under the eye. Hit that greasy chin. So, what I want to tell you guys right quick is learn to improvise, okay? Because right now I have discovered that I didn't bring a bronzer. But what I do see is that I have a nice looking brown right here that can be used as a bronzer. So, if you cannot afford to, or you just smart enough to not want to spend all your money on makeup products, then do this. Go ahead and improvise, okay? It's okay. So I'm gonna put one dot and I'm just gonna kind of go around. A dot, and then I'm gonna go around. And then now, I'll start bringing it on down in a extra light circular motion. So when I say that, you know, I'm just saying like, take it easy, Nelly. Okay. This just allows your face to look extremely, extremely healthy. Okay. Circular, boom, 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 boom. Not adding no more product though. Okay. Uh-oh, my eye leaking. We gotta hurry up. So then at this time, what we're going to go ahead and do is we're gonna grab up a little bit of pressed powder. I'm going to use a matte pressed powder, and I wanna get close to my skin tone. And I'm going to go ahead and dab in here with just a face brush, take off the excess, and I'm going to use it to remove the setting powder, which is translucent. And I'm just lightly going and removing that like so. Just a little bit over those lids just to make sure. You want to make sure that, you know, they don't get oily. So that is for the matte. Oh, that makes me mad that my eye is leaking. And I like to go down on my neck just slightly, right? Because that's my thing, my preference. Oh, and I did have some bronzer. Okay, great. Well, anyway, hey, let's overload on this bronzer here. I wish I had my favorite bronzer, but I don't. What is this one? I'm going to add some highlighter. In this case, I'm going to use the Michaela times Glam Light bronzer, which looked like that. And I think it looked gorgeous. Now, it looks gorgeous. I tested it, but I didn't wear it. So let's see how pretty that will look. I want it kind of over right there like that. And that's what I meant earlier when I was saying that I would still matte my whole face out. And then later on, I would come back in and allow the glow to happen by using a little bit of the highlighter. So I just kind of go in right there. I always like mine like in between the eyes right there. And then bringing what is left down. Right there, down. Don't forget that bow. You guys can see that glow starting to come. Now I'm going to pick up I'm going to go in with a blush. Now for my blush, I want something very, just pretty, but nothing intense like, you know, like deep red or burgundy or purple. You know, I don't want to do that, not with this look. I want to go soft, but I want it to be enough to where it just looks very soft and subtle. So I like these colors. One of my daughters gave me these for Mother's Day. And it's just, you know, a pinkish rosy blush. And so anyway, I'm gonna dot one time into the deepest one. And I'm gonna hammer that out right quick. And then I'm going to go in with the other two, okay? So I'm gonna give a smile. So I get the apple, because I still wanna look really healthy. But in this case, I don't want it precise. I wanna look like somebody squeezed my cheeks, okay? Like grandma squeezed my cheeks. And that's what I want you to go for. And the reason why I like to put on my highlighter first is because then I could take off the sharp lines when I apply the blush. And I want it in a circular motion. And I'm gonna take it all the way back to that hairline. Okay. Now for me, a lot of you guys know that I'm just not a fan of a lip pencil. I'm just not, because I don't find that there's something that makes your, you know, your lip last and, you know, forever. But I'm gonna use a little bit today. Very little. And you know how you guys hear people say, use this 818 of this brand, you know, but it is really brown. So just find you a nice brown one that you like. I'm telling you guys, there's just so many ways to just do your thing and come out and achieve that same look. So after I put on the lip liner, I'm just rubbing my lips together so that it kind of blend out. So I'm gonna use this. Oh, this is a favorite of mine, Milani. It's a flesh tone, and I just think it's cute. It's cute to me. Now, what I will do is just kind of go over my lids because I don't feel like it's doing what I wanted to do, which is I want like a, I don't know, like a, I want maybe a little bit of a darker flesh tone. So I think what I'm going to do is probably pick up a little bit of a peachy color because, you know, that's what I want to do. Okay, so I want like, and this is that Makeup by Glamlight, or sorry, what is her name? Michaela by Glamlight, or times Glamlight, meaning a shared palette. And I want this color, it's two colors I'm using here. The third one from the left and the fifth one from the left. So these two shades, one is called Gemini, another is called Hot Cocoa. And I'm going to just put that all over, just swirl that all over my lid. And I always think it looks so beautiful when women just, they're so natural looking. When they take off their makeup, they're even prettier than when they had it on. And so with that being said, you will notice that women have color under on that bottom lash line, but not smoked out or not nothing like that. Just a little bit of them same colors under at the bottom of that lash line. So then that's how you should be looking. About like that. In my case, because I have the lids that are the droopy lid. Because y'all know, you know, some of you guys know my eyes give me grief. And, you know, it's just always something. Needless to say, I'm going to put a little bit of liner on my eye, but I'm not going to be doing a seductive eye. I'm just going as close to that lash line as I can get it. Just like that, just to bring a little life to the eye itself. And then that's that. I think some powder or something got in my eye, but it's just, honey, it's an aggravating feeling that you could have. Okay, so in this case, I do want to look like I have some kind of eyelashes, because I don't really. So I'm going to use these Dell lashes, and I think they're very simple. A lot of times I like my eyelashes like, you know, all like that. But anyway, I'm not going to do that today. I'm just going to put on some very, very short, natural looking lashes. But before you do your lashes, then I think that you should go ahead and add on some setting spray so that it doesn't cause your spray to, you know, loosen the lash. Okay, so we're going to focus heavily on the inner part of the eye with a little bit of, you know, matte setting spray. Your favorite one is perfectly fine, okay? So we'll do that and we'll wet up the face. And then at this time, you're going to put your hand over your face. And you're going to take some either radiant or dewy setting spray, so that you're going to make the outside of your eye nice and shiny and glowy. In this case, I'm using dewy. You got to be careful with dewy because it'll make you, look oily if you're not. So anyway, just take it easy and go ahead and close those eyes. Add a couple of squirts. I put more on that side. That's the reason why. But anyway, and let that cool down. Cool. That's it. All right. Did I say let that cool down? Okay. We don't mean to say that. All right. Dang. Y'all talk about everybody when they make mistakes. So anyway, now as that's kind of drying down, not cooling down, we're just going to take and we're going to kind of pat over the skin, spreading it out, because this stuff is powerful. This dewy setting spray, it is powerful. And it'll have you greasy and your skin leaking if you're not careful. That's why I don't want none on my nose, because I don't want to be having nobody trying to fry chicken on my nose. Okay, so then anyway, now we're just going to go ahead and pop them lashes on and make sure we once over this complete look. Okay, guys, so this is my final outcome to my clean girl routine look. Thank you so very much for watching, and enjoy the rest of your day. God bless.